Hello po mga ka-viral and welcome back again to this YouTube channel. Latest update na naman tayo ngayon. Senado nagulat sa biglang desisyon ng Supreme Court. Senado ay maaaring bubuwagin ng kataas-taasang hukuman. Nagiging sentro ng kontrobersiya ngayon ng Senado hinggil sa naging pasya nila sa impeachment against si VP Sara Duterte. Noong ipinabalik ang articles of impeachment sa Kamara na tinawag na motion for remand na sinang-ayunan ng 18 mga senador, ay marami ang umalma at kinwestiyon ang naging desisyon ng Senado bilang impeachment court. The question of impartiality had been raised dahil ayon sa mga legal luminaries at legal experts ay hindi naging patas ang ilang mga senador sa pagtalakay sa nasabing impeachment. Ito'y dahil sa may mga nag-motion to dismiss the impeachment. Ilang mga senador din ang tumangging manumpa at magsuot ng impeachment robe. Napag-alaman din na may ilang mga senador na sumunod pa kay VP Sara Duterte sa ibang bansa kahit mayroong kinakaharap na talakayan sa impeachment. Ayon sa mga legal experts, this could be a ground for grave abuse for discretion kung mapatunayan dahil sa lantarang pagiging one-sided or biased ng mga ito. May mga nagbungkahi pang dapat they should inhibit themselves or recuse as an impeachment judges. Samantala, Senate President Escudero ay hindi nakaligtas din sa matinding pambabatikos ng publiko na pabor sa impeachment. Anila ay lantarang dinidelay nila ang impeachment. Mas naging matindi pa ang isyu nang magsalita si Escudero na the impeachment case could be dismissed if majority of the senator judges in the 20th Congress agree and vote for the dismissal. Na inalmahan ng mga taga-kongreso na mga prosecutors. To them, dismissal without trial is unconstitutional. Anila, their possible recourse kung mangyayari itong dismissal ay is to file a petition to the Supreme Court para harangin ang desisyon ng Senado. Sa pagsisimula ng 20th Congress ay pipili ang Senado ng bagong Senate President. Naging matunog ngayon ang pangalan ni Soto at Escudero sa pwesto ng pagiging SP. Sa katapusan ng buwan ay malalaman na ang bagong Senate President.
Ito na mainit na pinag-uusapan po, Attorney Cayosa, ito pong pagdedesisyon. Ang issue na kakaharapin sa pagbabalik po ng Senate Impeachment Court ay ang una, ang issue ng jurisdiction, kung may jurisdiction ang Senate Impeachment Court. Number 2, kung violative of Section 3, Article 11 of the Constitution na pinagbabawal ang multiple impeachment complaints against the same impeachable official within the period of 1 year. Yun po ang kinakaharap po at kakaharapin. Nung nakita natin 3 weeks ago, si Senator Bato de la Rosa already did it. He filed a motion to dismiss. No? Ito po ang katanungan ko. In the matter of questioning itong jurisdiction, kung may jurisdiction ng impeachment court, even before the trial proper begins, at bigyan ng pagkakataon yung House Prosecution Panel to present their evidence. Is this something, ano po ba ang tama at nararapat? Is the law, ang ating bang konstitusyon, ang Senate impeachment rules, meron bang hayagan? Does it expressly provide na ang nararapat na kumwestiyon sa jurisdiction ay ang yung 16 na abogado which constitutes the defense panel of VP Sara Duterte? Pwede ba na ang senator judge, yung hukom mismo ang maghain ng motion para ibasura to dismiss the impeachment complaint? Meron bang batas? Meron bupang decided case ang Supreme Court? May legal precedents po, attorney?
Pagdating sa impeachment, wala naman a case and point. But yung wording ng Constitution mismo na try and decide, kaya trial shall by the Senate shall forthwith proceed, malinaw na ang intention ng impeachment court o ng impeachment, marinig magkabilang panig. No? It goes to a full-blown trial. But it is also the right of the respondent to raise issues of jurisdiction. Mas tama ho na yung magre-raise ng questions of jurisdiction yung partido, yung nasasakdal. Wag ho yung mga quest kasi pretty obvious naman, common sense at elementary fairness. Kung ikaw ang hukom, huwag kang mag-abogado para sa kanino mang panig. Diba? Nasa gitna ka lang dapat. Malinaw ho yan sa Senate Rules of Impeachment that when the senators sit as senator judges, they are supposed to set aside their political affiliations. So, hindi ho tama yun, procedural at improper yung isang senator judge mismo ang magsasabi in motion to dismiss. They should leave that to the respondent.
Oo. So, Attorney Cayosa, I think another issue that has not been resolved, if it's going to be tried 19th Congress or tatawid na po ba sa 20th Congress, yung issue na ba yun, ano na po, klaro na ho ba? Sino ba ho talagang mga uupo na mga senator judges? Is it the 19th Congress senators or is it going to be the 20th 20th Congress senators?
But i-clarify lang natin, nagsimula na ho yung impeachment.
Sa Congress, opo.
Yeah, the Senate as an impeachment court has already acquired jurisdiction. Sinasagot na nga yung yung nasasakdal ang Vice President. Sumagot na nga siya. So nagsimula na ho ang impeachment. Ngayon, dahil nga sa kagawan mismo ng 19th Congress ng ating mga senador, na drinibol nila noong February 5, hindi nila binigyan ng attention ito, and then pinuspon uli nila yung pagbabasa ng sakdal, wala na silang masyadong oras. So, malinaw ho naman sa jurisprudence, sa records of the Constitutional Commission at saka sa wording ng Constitution mismo, na tuloy-tuloy itong impeachment court kahit may papasok na bagong kongreso. So malinaw, wala na ho dapat duda dyan. Nagkaroon lang dyan ng kaguluhan. Nung meron ilang senador, nagpa-trial balloon na hindi daw pwede yan. So these are just their opinion. But practically all legal experts, yung mga authors of the 1987 Constitution, pinaliwanag na ho nila na hindi tama yung paningin nung ilang senador. Tatawid talaga ito sa 20th Congress.
Okay.
And having said that, eto na, we have the Senate sitting as Senator Judgment, Senate Impeachment Court, and then we have the Supreme Court. So meron pong mga nakabinbin, pending cases po, na inihain sa ating Korte Suprema. Essentially, the same issues have been raised. So issue ng jurisdiction, issue ng kung labag ba sa ating saligang batas, ito against yung 1-year bar rule. So, pagdating po, ito, hindi ko paintindi nyo sa amin kasi korte ang Senado ngayon, may Korte Suprema facing the same issues. Paano po pagbukas ng, pag nag-reconvene yung Senate as an impeachment court? Nang hindi pa nagdedesisyon yung Korte Suprema, wala pang nilabas na ruling on the same issues, ano po ang maaaring maging senaryo? Pag dinismiss ng Senado, sasabihin na nagbotohan sila, and alam po natin naman, hindi na babagkakaila, that the vote would be, how you vote is among the senators, kung kaalyado ka ni VP Sara at gusto mong ibasura na yung impeachment complaint na yan, kung kunwari yung boto is ibasura, dismiss yung impeachment complaint without, not based on the merits of the case kasi hindi na natin mapapakinggan yung ebidensya ihaharap ng prosecution panel. Pwede ka bang tumakbo sa Supreme Court ngayon to question the decision of the Senate Impeachment Court? Hindi ko maintindihan kung merong hierarchy of courts na mas mananaig pa rin ang decision ng Korte Suprema being the final arbiter and the highest court of the land, o hindi pwedeng manghimasok ang Korte Suprema sa desisyon ng co-equal branch of government. Pakipaliwanagan nga po, Attorney.
Let me put it in context. Pagdating ng 20th Congress, tuloy yung impeachment court. Despite the fact na nakatatlo ng petition ang kampo ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa Supreme Court. The pendency of the cases before the Supreme Court does not affect yung jurisdiction at saka the power of the Senate to proceed as an impeachment court. Pagdating ho kasi sa impeachment, the Senate is the supreme judge. Yung anong desisyon nila dyan, guilty or not guilty, hindi ho pwedeng i-appeal yan sa Supreme Court. Walang jurisdiction ng Supreme Court. Okay? So, dapat malinaw po yan. So, hindi rin tama kung meron na naman dyan mag-motion na isang pro Duterte senador sasabihin, I move to we postpone the hearing kasi out of respect for the Supreme Court kasi wala pang desisyon. Maling-mali ho yun.
Magiging prosecutor, magiging soon-to-be prosecutor kung hindi po ma-dismiss yung kaso bago mag-trial. Pwede ba yun? Pwede kasi yun ang sinabi ngayon ni Senator Win Gatchalian na baka nga daw pagbotohan ng mga senators yung case to dismiss. Pwede ba yun?
Hindi ho pwede yan. Kasi ano pa ba yung pag-uusapan nila dyan? I mean, nag-file na ng verified answer, nag-file na ng reply, and therefore, nag-join na yung issues. Yun ang tinatawag na joinder of issues. So it's already ripe for trial. Kasi yung mga determination ng mga form, sufficiency in form and substance ay nandun yun sa House of Representatives. So nakita nila, na ano na nila yan, na verify na nila yan, na niguro na sila na sufficient yung complaint, sufficient yung articles of impeachment. Ngayon naman, kung ano pa yung mga i-raise nila, yung mga jurisdictional issues, I don't think sa level ng impeachment court, ay pwede nilang i-consider at this point because try and decide. Ang kanilang mandate is to try and decide. Now, they have a pending petition anyway with the Supreme Court. But in the absence of a temporary restraining order, walang makaka-delay dapat, wala dapat magiging impediment or hindrance sa pagtuloy-tuloy ng
Pero Congresswoman, may motion daw kasi to dismiss. Meron daw kasi motion to dismiss, so pwede nilang pagbotohan yon.
Well, yung motion to dismiss, they can of course look at it and they can of course, try to issue a ruling on that. Pero hindi pwedeng dismissal, hindi pwedeng grant. Ang pwede dyan, ino-note lang nila. Duly noted. May ganyan mga resolution duly noted. Kasi nga, hindi pwede, the very idea of dismissal without first seeing and looking and evaluating the evidence is not contemplated in the Constitution.
Congresswoman, when I interviewed you for Long Take a couple of weeks ago, at that point in time, di pa po kayo na-invite to join, formally, you haven't joined formally the prosecution panel, so you haven't seen the actual evidence. I know it's just day one, pero...
You haven't... Up to now, I have not been invited yet.
Okay.
So to any formal meeting of the panel. Yes.
So you haven't seen the evidence either?
They already forwarded the records. I've perused over it. I've started to study that, and so I'm just waiting for an advice or for a notification from the panel na pwede na akong mag-participate in the preparations in the meetings. But wala pa ho at this point.
Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, the second order issued by the Senate Impeachment Court is for the 20th Congress to certify that it is still interested in pursuing yung impeachment trial po. I'd like to toss you a hypothetical lamang. What if, for some reason, for any reason, by the 28th or the 29th of July, Congress votes not to pursue the trial? What happens then? What happens to the articles of impeachment? What happens to what was forwarded by the 19th Congress? And so on and on. Because this is all, I suppose, uncharted territory. But, what happens then to all of that?
Well, of course, there's always a remedy. Your question is about what if trial does not proceed? What if the impeachment court dismisses the case? Is that the question?
No, ma'am. What if the impeachment court is asking the 20th Congress, the incoming Congress,
Yes.
to certify it is
Yes.
still interested in pursuing the impeachment trial? That's their second order. The first order was complied with already, which was a certification that it was constitutionally the impeachment was constitutionally sound. So the second was for the 20th Congress to express interest in pursuing the trial. But what if, for any reason, the 20th Congress majority, they decide, they vote na, no, we're not interested anymore because, for example, baka nagbago yung ihip ng hangin sa politika, baka nagbago yung mga alyansa. That's one month from now.
Yeah, okay. That scenario to me is most unlikely. Although in this, in the kind of climate that we have, it's not really completely impossible. But I don't see that really happening because remember that the articles of impeachment, when transmitted, actually carried more than 1/3 votes. A lot more than 1/3, 215, and even more than 215 votes. So I doubt if there's going to be any change of position, a change of vote by the majority of the House of Representatives. So it's not about really yung ibabalik talaga in totality yung articles of impeachment, but just a manifestation, is an information, a manifestation, an information to be brought to the attention of the Senate as an impeachment court, that yes, we are proceeding with the impeachment. Although that's not supposed to be, pareho kasi yung dalawang points na yun, the reasons for the remand are actually very questionable. Even yung pag-remand just to ask for a certification that it complied with all the constitutional requirements, that's not proper. There's no such thing, because the very transmittal of the articles of impeachment to the Senate then in February 5 is already the certification that it is sufficient, that it complied with the Constitution. Now, the second one is more questionable. Not only is it premature, but also because the premise there is that the next Congress the impeachment complaint, the impeachment case would not carry over or cannot carry over to the next Congress, which is the 20th Congress. So I don't know how the House again will act on that. It cannot be seen, it cannot be perceived as really in compliance with the order of the impeachment court, but just for record purposes, that yes, the impeachment case ought to continue.
Paano, as far as the House is concerned, tapos na yung role nila sa impeachment, di ba, Kong? Tapos na yun eh.
Exactly.
Kaya nga itong issue
tapos na talaga. So bakit binabalik pa sa kanila?
Yes,
bakit pa binabalik sa kanila? Tapos na.
Yung issue ng remand.
So, ang Senate ang talagang mali dyan.
Yeah. Yung issue ng remand, binabackpedal na nila last week. Sabi nila, hindi naman talaga remand, kundi referred.
Referred back.
Ano kasi yung remand kasi, legally, halimbawa sa ating justice system, binabalik mo dun sa lower court yung buong kaso. Diba? Yun ang ibig sabihin ng remand.
Exactly.
Binabalik mo yung buong kaso. Dito, parang humihingi sila ng clarification. Kaya hindi talaga siya remand. It's more clarificatory. Diba? So
it does not nullify. It does not nullify all the things that the House of Representatives has done in compliance with their duty under the Constitution. Hindi yun nilnullify, hindi yun reverse, hindi yun iniiba. So tama, yung the use of the word remand. Kaya nga hindi dapat talaga ituring na remand yun. But when it comes to court cases, remand has a technical meaning that should not have been or cannot be applied dyan sa impeachment. Kasi nga, hindi naman nilnullify yung mga ginawa ng House, yung sa proseso ng kanilang pag-adopt nung impeachment complaint, the fourth verified impeachment complaint, all the way to the transmittal, the due transmittal of the articles of impeachment. So walang nababago doon. And that's why the House needs to be careful also on how they will approach it, on how they will respond to those so-called orders from the impeachment court without being seen as accepting the propriety and the validity of that move on the part of the Senate, and at the same time cannot be construed as being disobedient, that they can na walang contempt of the Senate as an impeachment court.
Yes, ma'am, but the fact, ma'am, is
Congresswoman, may
that
sarili kasing diksyonaryo yung Senate doon sa 19th Congress. Pero
And-
paano nga kung magbotohan sila on the motion to dismiss at dinismiss? Ano ang magiging recourse ngayon ng prosecution team?
Supreme Court.
Of course,
Ano
I
ang
cannot
pwedeng
speak
gawin?
Of course, I cannot speak yet officially on behalf of the prosecution, but
Yes.
the prosecution needs to raise that because it's a very valid constitutional question. And sino ang saan pwedeng erase yan? Wala nang iba. The Supreme Court. Although ordinarily, ang position ko sana, Ami, is that sparing lang dapat ang pangingialam ng Supreme Court. As much as possible, the Supreme Court should not be interfering or intervening sa mga issues surrounding the impeachment unless glaring ang error, glaring ang violations ng violation ng Constitution. And it will be a clear case of violation of the Constitution kung i-dismiss nila at this point. This is premature because no trial because trial is yet to be made. Yeah, so pwede talagang idalhin yan. That's one of the instances when pwede talaga na mag-exercise ng judicial powers ang Supreme Court over impeachment issues or impeachment matters.
I was gonna say na if there's anyone who knows about cases being remanded, it would be you because the Court of Appeals, diba, remanded your case back to the Muntinlupa RTC na ngayon, you've been acquitted once again over these illegal drug charges. Congratulations, by the way. But also, what do you lawyers think? Ito na ba yun, is this the end? Are you home free? How do you lawyers
may
feel?
ihahabol pa ba yung kabila?
Mag-refund pa uli.
Pwede pa ba yun?
Wala na akong nakikitang dahilan o anuman na talagang dahilan o punto na pwedeng erased by anyone, kasama na dyan ang Office of the Solicitor General, and even on the part of the Court of Appeals itself. Kasi in the very first place, questionable talaga yung pag-remand na yan. It was sort of unprecedented. Nagtanong-tanong ako sa mga practitioners, and they said na ngayon lang sila nakakita ng isang kaso na pinabalik yung kaso dahil hindi na kontento, hindi na satisfied dun sa itsura nung decision. But there was never a categorical ruling there that the acquittal, the very judgment of acquittal was erroneous.
Itong impeachment trial na to.
Well, the question should be asked again, how will that election or authorization of the House prosecutors will happen? Paano sila ma-authorize? In what kind of action? Is it just a letter from the speaker? Or is it a formal authorization coming from the plenary of Congress itself? So, wala naman tayong question na gagawin yon at naniniwala tayo sa kakayanan naman ng House of Representatives at sinabi na rin naman ng Speaker of the House na they will comply. So, I don't see any problem in na pagsabayin na yon, no?
Sir, follow up lang po. Sorry. Sir, follow up lang doon sa yung sa prosecutors. Kailangan pa ba talaga ng plenary action? Kailangan pa aprobahan ng House plenary yung mga prosecutors na papalit?
Well, because nga collegial body ang Congress, no? How do they actually authorize somebody? No, like for example, in a corporation, kapag corporation yan, para yung isang tao ay ma-authorize to represent the corporation, then the board of directors has to come up with a board resolution and the corporate secretary will have to come up with a secretary certificate. So, in any collegial body, ganun po may memorialize yung authority to be given to any person. So, as a collegial body, Congress as a collegial body is expected to also do the same. So, ako po, basic lang naman po yun, no? Kung meron pong other way na gagawin po sila, then tingnan na lang po natin kung ano po yung ipapasa nila, and then let the impeachment court decide on the sufficiency of their compliance or submissions.
Sir, si Senator Risa Hontiveros po parang nananawagan na kailangan na pong manumpa na raw yung mga bagong senador sa 20th Congress. Maybe get your comment lang.
Highlight lang po natin no, na as of today po, 6 out of the 11 major steps outlined in the procedural framework, or that accounts for 55% of the entire process, has already been accomplished by the impeachment court. Kung makikita nyo rin po doon, no, sa proseso na yon, nandoon yung pag-swear in ng ating mga senator judges. So, yung call po for swearing in of the senator judges will need to depend on the existence of a presiding officer or a Senate President. Kasi po, ang senator judges will have to take their oath before the presiding officer. And as you know po, if one Congress adjourns and another begins, the Senate President is going to be elected or re-elected again. So, kailangan po natin hintayin kung kanino pong manunumpa. Ayaw po ng presiding officer na magkaroon ng question doon sa proseso or sa step na yon ng panunumpa, na maaari pang ma-question at magkaroon ng legal impediments kapag nagpatuloy na po yung proseso. So gusto ng presiding officer, as a matter of prudence and diligence, na gawin na lamang po yon kapag nag-elect na po ng Senate President na tumatayong presiding officer ng impeachment court ang 20th Congress.
Sir, hindi ho ba considered continuing yung powers ni SPGs considering hindi naman po nag-expire yung term niya nito?
And that's one school of thought, no? Tama yung school of thought na yan. And there is another school of thought na hindi rin continuing kasi nga may adjournment nga, no? And if you see the parliamentary processes doon sa rules ng Senate as legislative body, gano'n na nangyayari sa first day, nag-e-elect sila ng Senate President or kino-confirm nila yung election nung nakaupong Senate President. So, because of that procedure in the Senate rules, then there might also be another school of thought who would say otherwise, contrary to your school of thought. So yun yung ayaw na nating mapagdebatehan pa pagdating ng convening on July 29. Kasi gusto na nating kung ano na lang yung mga urgent matters na nakahain, katulad ng pag-join ng issues already na sinasabi rin ni Congresswoman De Lima, no, na-joined na yung issues. So, dahil joined na yung issues, then the impeachment court can already proceed and act accordingly based on the next steps in the process.
Sir, so the earliest that the new senator judges can take oath ay July 29, sir, after maka-elect ng July 28, whether or not sa SPGs yun?
Tama po, kasi alam na po naman natin na yung July 28 is just a ceremonial opening of Congress. Medyo busy yung mga senator judges doon at saka yung ating House din. So, only after that maaaring mangyari yon.
Sir, medyo clarify ko lang to. Ibig sabihin, sir, balik ako yung sa certification po to proceed, kailangan nilang isubmit plus yung authorization ng bagong mga prosecutors?
Ano po? Yes.
Because so
correct.
Dalawang compliance pa, sir?
Yung sa House Prosecute, sabi ko nga, pwede na siguro nilang isabay yun dahil gagawin na rin naman nila isang proseso. So, as a matter